Hello, my beautiful beans. How are we doing today? Gosh, I upped the exposure on that camera like a crazy amount, and it's still so dark today. It's very cloudy today, so let's do that. That seems better already. Okay. Hi, it's me. But yeah, it sure is dark today. We only have a little bit left of swatches, and then we get to move on with our lives, and then I just get to think about which of these colors I want to actually order. I think I mentioned this before, but I have some assets for my website that I want to do because I am committing to the aesthetic way too hard. Me committing to something way too much and going overboard? Who would have thunk it? Not as if I do that literally every day of my life. So we can do this. We can do this, and then we can work on the next thing, and that'll be good. What color are we on? We just did hematite, so we're right here. So we get to start with the German green raw umber, which I was intrigued by because it's the only one on this list that is listed as German. Hi, Mommy! How you doing? But it's so there are different colors on here. So there's like Italian, there's Mayan, there's Venetian, there's whatever. But this is the only one that's German, and that intrigues me. I'm doing pretty well. My joints are mad at me today, and I'm not entirely sure why. I don't know what I did, but that's vaguely normal for me, honestly. But I learned a new way to hold my coffee cup that didn't use my thumb, so that was fun and interesting this morning. Hey, stars! Why did I have this out? Because I was using it to take pictures. I don't need it anymore. You can go in here. I took a photo of it. I will send you the photo. I can show you guys the photo. I posted it on Tumblr because Tumblr is just, it's like my house. Here. Like that. It worked. I didn't spill my coffee all over myself. But I did tape up my thumb while I was sleeping last night, and I think that helped. But my wrist is also angry, so I'm a mess. I'm just a bag of bones held together with rotten rubber bands, and that's fine. This is not as green as I thought it was going to be, if I'm being honest. At least I assume GRN stands for green, but who knows? Yes, I recall that you stopped seeing patients in like a half-ish hour. Okay, cuckoo. I remember you saying yesterday. So now you have to do all the paperwork? Is that the dealio? I love me some paperwork, but I understand that not everyone is like that. Yeah. If I could do a job that was just filling in Excel spreadsheets for other people, I would do that. But alas, you have to like have different qualifications than I have, I guess is the way to put it. I do just do Excel spreadsheets for funsies, though. That counts for something. I did do a very... Yeah, that's fair. You probably have to use some sort of arbitrary software that they've made suck really bad so that they didn't have competition. Oh, gotcha. That also makes sense and is important, but I can see how it would be annoying. I know one of the doctors I go to regularly, they just straight up hire medical scribes to do all of that, pretty much. So the doctor is like actively talking to the scribe who is filling out all this stuff at the same time as the appointment is happening. Yeah. And my throat kind of hurts today too. That's probably just because I had coffee, so I'm mildly dehydrated. It's fine. I hope I'm not getting sick. I'm gonna be really mad if I get sick. Oh, this is the replacement mummy brown, I think. It is a rock. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Bauxite? Bauxite? Ah. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Although, military guys, I'm saying specifically, I know there are people who are not guys in the military, but military guys have just like such a specific vibe that they're occasionally really difficult to deal with. We have a lot of military bases up here, and because I worked at the college textbook store for a significant amount of time, we had to deal with a lot of military guys coming in, and it was like a lot. Oh, interesting. Permanent brown is next. We're so close to finishing this. I would not call this brown, but sure, buddy. That's red. That is a very red brown. That's like dried blood color. Oh yeah, I'm bad at that, and I don't keep track of which is which. We have an Air Force base and then just like a military base. I've been on the Air Force base, actually. Oh yeah. Well, they're all fit, right? So that's half of it. And then uniforms are made to look good. This is the way of things. But they look for the most part, they look really good until they open their mouth. And then all of a sudden, all that interest is just gone. But that's a regular thing at the bars up here too, where you'll get a lot of military guys who think they're the shit and try to hit on you. And it's just, nah, not interested. It's like, yeah, you look good. If you just shut your mouth and don't say anything to me, then maybe we'll get along. But, yeah, exactly. Yep. Although, as long as it's not like an actual date or anything, you also don't really want to go back to their place. Because some of those kind of guys really think that showing you their gun collection is a date. Which for some people that would be a great date. For me, no. No thank you. Yep. Raw Umber Violet is a nice color. Would I ever use it? Probably not, but it is very pretty. Fair. Most of them are fine with that too. Like there's not a small amount of people who would be into that. Well, that's the important part. For surezies. Oh, I did realize why I was having so much trouble keeping all of this in frame last time. It's because my camera decided to zoom in for some reason. So I unzoomed it and now we can see more. Wild how that works. Why it decided to zoom in? Couldn't tell ya, but it sure did. I mean, also just these sheets of paper are huge. Gotcha. Yeah, that's a good amount of communication and what's the word I'm trying to think of? Don't know. It's not going to show up. Good amount of communication and like making the situation work for both of you. Which is healthy. There's so many earth tones. Oh, I just came up with such a cursed idea. So do you love the color of the earth? Like, do you love the color of the sky from Tumblr, except it's just all earth pigments? That would be cursed as hell. Yeah, the reddy browny colors and yellow browns. These guys are earth tones too. Maybe I'll do that at some point. Because I could scan these in and then rearrange the squares. Although I have literally blocked people over putting the original "Do you love the color of the sky" post on my dashboard because it's so long and so fucking annoying. If you don't live on Tumblr, you may not know what I'm talking about. It's fine, don't worry about it. We're about to get into blacks, which is fun and interesting. Oh, I didn't do the pearlescence on there. I just did the one. Okay. Yep. Oh, next time I see it, I'll send it your way. That is a threat. Where am I? This one. I know what I'm doing. No, I don't. Yeah, which is totally valid. There's definitely a lot of issues with Tumblr, and I could go on and on about them. And in fact, I do. I have a specific tag on my blog in which I complain about Tumblr. But yeah, that's totally fair. There's some stuff that's back, but it's not the same as it was for sure. But we do have Titty back, so that's something. But yeah, same. I had 2 different accounts, I think, that were that kind of vibe. Those are gone. But that's fine. My main account, I've been on there since like 2011. So like my actual main blog is not going anywhere for, well, until the site burns down. I don't know. The collapse of the internet is looking more and more imminent. Yeah. And there's definitely, like, there's an old post on my blog that was incorrectly flagged. And because I'm not the OP, I can't request a relook at it, but it was actually just a fundraiser post for a kid who was working on a device to help people remember that their baby was in the car to limit the amount of babies that were left in cars during like heat and stuff and got heat stroke. And that one got marked as mature content. I'm like, what? No. It was just because there was a picture of the kid. So it read the skin tone, I think. Um, but yeah, there's plenty of issues with Tumblr for sure. Photomat being a major one at the moment. He really fucked the pooch on that one. Yeah, and there's a bunch of stuff where like the mature filter rules that are in place now are getting unevenly applied to trans people, specifically trans women. And it's just like, that's just a hot mess. Not that this is a new issue for Tumblr, but it has been transphobic via rule application for a very long time. In fact, to the point that they had a lawsuit about it before the current company took over, who didn't really improve all that much. They're trying, like actual staff is trying very hard. The people who are still employed there are clearly trying to make it like not suck. But unfortunately, CEOs make a lot of opinions and decisions, and they have bad opinions. So, hey Cap, how's it going? Were those photos good? Sorry, we're just gonna talk shop now. Were those photos of the paintbrush okay? I can take more. I can even take more right now. If we want to do that. Okay, cool. I wasn't sure what would be most helpful, so, because it is, my paintbrush shapes are strange, and the clear plastic doesn't really help. I feel like my music is louder today. I must have done something on like the back end accidentally. Or maybe I just hear sounds louder today. That's also a thing that happens. Nice! I do love hot dads. I don't know if anybody noticed. And hot moms. Hot parental units. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. That's cool. Hey, Rainbow! Yeah, this is so exciting! You can see how we really are just like this all the time. Let me do this because I finally remembered to actually make you your own command. This is Rainbow. If you aren't following Rainbow, you should, because she's cool and does fun art and likes colors. I'm pretty sure everybody here already follows Rainbow, but just in cases, follow Rainbow. I got ahead of myself here. I was waiting for Kuro to do it. The joke was obvious, but I was letting Kuro have it. Yes, I know Kuro's multitasking. That is why I waited patiently for you to have a moment to make the joke. Do you like your umber raw or do you like your umber burnt? Those are the only two ways to have it. You can't have it roasted, just raw or burnt. You're so close! You're almost free! Whoop whoop. Oh, we do. I did find another video of a cat scratching before the water glass. So that has been added. So now we have 5 different um, hydrate alerts that will randomly select. I need more of them. I need to find every video in the world of a cat scratching a water glass before they drink out of it. See? Look at him go! Look at him go! I love them so much. They're so funny. This is sepia. I have pigment on my brush. And then I will take a sippy. I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget. I'm not gonna forget to take a sippy. Don't do it, brain. You gotta remember. You can do it. There we go. He's probably working. Oh yeah, that is a hot dad. Good question, Kuro. Okay, I've sippied. In fact, I took 3 sippies just then. I'm thirsty today. I mean, I'm thirsty anytime Kuro and Cap are in chat, but you know, different kind of thirsty. It's fine. That's what I get for having coffee. Coffee makes me thirsty. I just got an email about my work schedule. That's great. Let's go see what that's about in a second. I don't like change. I don't like change. Ooh, nice. What colors are you doing, Rainbow? Mine are holding up pretty well so far. Probably just because I've been refusing to do dishes, if I'm being honest, but you know. Our dishwasher is on the fritz. So we're hand washing dishes, but that's hard on fingernails. Let me see this. I can't do that, and I said that I couldn't do that. I'll deal with that later. They're like, hey, instead of doing like these nicely spaced out sessions, could you do 3 sessions back to back? No, I cannot do that. My joints will pop out. And I told you that already, but sure. Easter. I do love lilac. This is a known feature about me. But yeah, that sounds really pretty. And very on brand with the hot pink. Oh my gosh, Rainbow wearing pink? That's unheard of. We've never seen it before. Do we get to see the dress? Do we get another photo of Rainbow when she gets all gussied up? In the Discord? Hi, Red Tie Bear. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Yes, excellent. I love photos with rainbow time. I'm not doing anything for Easter, as far as I'm aware. My brother is a very church-focused person, so he works at his church too. So, yeah, Rainbow is photogenic for sure. She is also very fit, and you can tell. Has anybody else seen Ted Lasso? Because there's something in my head that happens in Ted Lasso that I haven't found a clip of, actually. But there's two characters, two female characters, and one of them is walking a red carpet and getting photos taken. And the other woman is standing behind the photographers and goes, "She's fucking fit!" And that's what I think every time I see Rainbow, if I'm being honest. That's not a spoiler at all. It is not a story moment, really. But it's so funny, and it plays in my head constantly. Lunar Violet. I don't think I have this one. I have Lunar Black. And I have Moon Glow. That's the one I'm thinking of. I'm betting this one's going to granulate pretty heavily because the Lunar Black definitely does. Yes, I love Ted Lasso. I actually paid money to Apple in order to specifically watch Ted Lasso, and then I canceled it. But lovely story. Made me cry more than I was expecting, actually. And I do not like sports ball, but great show. Very fun. Neutral tint is next. That's fair. It's only 3 seasons. I think the ending was nice, but it didn't really feel fully ending, if that makes sense. It didn't feel fully wrapped up to me. Like, it felt like there was more to go, which I don't think is bad, to be clear. I think that ending a TV show with the stories wrapped up, even though you could have more stories, is good. So that you don't end up with a supernatural situation. But I want more. I've never watched Grey's, so I can't speak to that one. But Supernatural definitely, I call it the and it's never the same name twice, really, but it's like the brothers, uncles, roommates, cousins problem with TV shows, where, like, if you have a big bad in the first season, you have to up the ante every season after that until it just gets ridiculous. Like, there's no way around it that it's just ridiculous. So, like, about when I stopped watching Supernatural, which I go through it every once in a while, but is when the big bad was God's sister. Just like, did y'all just run out of ideas? God has a sister now? Okay. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Graphite gray may get added to the roster. This is a good one. Because that will read as black with other colors. But... oh yeah, this is Young Bae, just for the record. I have my stream playlist on Spotify, and people are welcome to use it. But Young Bae he does mostly remixes, and lets everybody use his music on YouTube and on streaming platforms, which I think is very nice. And also his music slaps, so. Some of them aren't quite remixed enough, so they'll still get caught by the copyright stuff, but you can just argue with them and say that it's a remix and it's fine. Because that is, in fact, covered under copyright law. Same difference. We love to see and hear it. Although one of the album covers for Young Bae will be risque, just as a warning. It's a mostly naked lady. So watch your gentle, tender eyes. Or go seek it out, I guess. Whatever works for you. Just be aware. Oh, there's Payne's Blue Gray? I thought Payne's Gray is already a blue gray, but this is more blue? Okay. Double the blue, half the gray or something. Uh-huh. That's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah. Does that make the Holy Spirit's birthday like Halloween? Like if we were just assigning birthdays. Those look very, barely different. Okay. Or maybe All Saints Day? Yeah. Yeah, Rainbow. But I guess you have to be born in order to get a birthday, theoretically. Theoretically. I mean, you can also just pick a birthday. This is the thing that you're allowed to do. You can pick any day to celebrate that you exist. Hey Parker, how you doing? Good to see you. We haven't seen each other in so long. Jick doesn't stream this weekend. I am going to bother him for proof of life. Yeah, it's almost been a whole month. It's been 3 weeks in a row. I'm concerned. I mean, I'm just a worrier by nature, but... Ooh, this is a nice color. Fresco gray. Oh, Discord, got it. How have you been doing though, Parker? Oh, good angle, Cap. Fresco gray, that's what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, I know how that goes. If there's anything I can do to help, let me know. I hope you know that you can reach out if you need anything, or want anything, or just want to vent. All valid reasons to reach out. Why does Joseph Z have so many grays? Are you really into grays, Joseph Z? We've got 3 of Joseph Z's grays. What the Z stands for, I could not tell you. It does not say on the sheet. But I'm guessing that it's an artist who mixed these colors. I do have Joseph Z's warm gray. I do not have his other grays. I guess I should say their other grays. Okay, no, you're good, Parker. No worries. Well, yes, worries, which is part of the problem. You know what I mean. That's fair, Parker. Oh, I should... Actually, Parker, I should show you something. Hang on. Because Parker is my colorblind color checker. These came in. Parker helped me make sure these were readable. I was pretty sure they were. I didn't think it was an issue, but Parker helped. Yeah! Brand new busy cards. The website I'm still working on, slowly but surely. But yeah. I'm pretty pleased with how these came out, honestly. They have the right vibe to them. I've really committed to this kind of like torn paper post-it note aesthetic. And we're just going with that hardcore. I hope I don't start hating it, because I did like everything like that. I do think that it fits the kind of like mental nightmare vibe that I have going on, if I'm being honest. They're kind of like, oh yeah, I forgore, so I have to write 35,000 post-it notes so that I remember to do anything ever. Trying to keep track of what the hell I'm doing while I'm talking about how hard it is for me to keep track of what the hell I'm doing. Hoi. Such is the way. Hey Jen! Happy belated birthday. How much cake do you have left? Because I know you mentioned having much cake. Many cake. Cake for days. Okay, this black has the coolest name. It's McCracken Black. Which McCracken is a name, so I'm guessing that this is another one of those artists specifically made the color mix. Having a lot of cake is fun, but also overwhelming. Yep. Well, I did the same thing, Parker. I was like, oh, I should get this color checked. And I was like, oh, wait, I have somebody. Wait. Parker will help me, I know. I did also use a website that lets you filter based on different color blindness just to check, but making sure somebody else can read it is always better, because I know what I wrote, so it's kind of cheating. I do like my Kraken's black, although it is granulating. Not as bad as the lunar black that I have from this company, but I may go with the graphite gray instead, so I could just double up. Exactly. And I'm just like that. I'm like, I know people like to help. Like, I enjoy helping. If people message me and they're like, oh, could I get your opinion on this? I like squeal and kick my feet like a teenage girl on the telephone with her crush. So, like, other people want to help. So I might as well give other people the opportunity to help, you know? That is an important lesson to learn, and one that is difficult. Fun fact, people want to be asked to help. If they don't, then that's fine too. But people like helping. And if you never give them the opportunity to help, then everybody's sad forever. Oh my God, Parker, that's a lot of pizza. Although, to be fair, I used to be able to do that, and then I got old. And now if I eat more than 2 slices of pizza, I get heartburn. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the freedom from the woes of age. These are also pretty good, black-wise. Oh, not quite yet, but soon. Sorry, the timer talking about my shop reminded me. Soon. There is going to be a freaking huge sale on all my original art pieces because I don't want to have to move all of the listings over from Ko-fi to my own website. So right now my patrons have access to the discount code. You can become a patron starting at $1 a month, which would be a great deal in this instance if there's something you've had your eye on for a while. But it's going to be a whopping 50% off. That will be released publicly on the 2nd of April. And you'll have all month April, the entire month, in order to pick up original art. Because I don't want to have to move 186 listings over to a new shop. Please save me. Please save me. Oh my God. And if I don't sell a huge amount, I'm probably going to be taking some of those listings down. Because they have been up for a while, the majority of them. So, if there's something you're dying for, now's the time. Now's the time. The time is now. Well, technically the time is April 2nd, but you know what I mean. Because not all of them will be moving shops because it's so much. It's so much. Writing listings is one of my least favorite things in the world. If I'm being honest, which is why a lot of like my sticker listings are just copy pasted with minor changes. But yeah, that's a lot. If you get something, I guess I can pack it on stream too, because I did get all of my certificates of authenticity printed. I have backing boards for everything. So they'll be packed properly and prettily, and then I will wrap them and send them to people. So, yeah, I am using what's the right word? Like a wrapper. So I'm not straight up coating everything, although I do know how to do that. But I don't want to. I don't want to. So I'm using intermediate company that has a storefront setup, so I don't need to code the entire store. So it's not as bad as it could be, but it is still just like a lot of listings to move over, and the way that shipping works on that is different than the Ko-fi shop, so I'm gonna need to think about that too. There's just so muchness happening all the time. Yeah, I don't want to. And I do have not like real certificates, but I do know how to do CSS and HTML and all that jazz. Um, it's an extra step that I don't want to have to deal with, so I'm not gonna. I think lamp black is definitely something I'm gonna add to my kit because I like that better than the lunar black that I've been using. It's much less granulated, and the granulation is something that I like, which is why I picked this brand, but it can also be frustrating to work with. And yeah, all those blacks do look different to me. They probably don't look super different on camera though. Yeah, exactly. It's just so finicky. Especially with doing like art sites where all of my art is like not the same ratio, so figuring out the padding and stuff for all of those would be just such a pain in the butt. I mean, it's already a pain in the butt, but it could be a bigger pain in the butt. And we are in our loving ourselves era, so I'm not going to make myself do something like that. That really doesn't give me any benefit except making me more frustrated and saying I did it myself. There's a reason that there are tools, and one of the things that establishes us as human is the fact that we can use tools. So I'm going to use tools to make my life easier. That's great, Parker! It's always huge when you get back to art after burnout. But yeah, I've been working on the website in the background this whole time. And because I'm so established in my aesthetique, I've been having to make assets. So I get to a certain point and I'm like, okay, I don't have the thing that I want this to look like, so I need to go make it. Which is why I posted that reel yesterday of me working on tape. I was like, okay, I want to make my own like bio link page on my website because it makes way more sense to just have people go to my website to get the links. But I want something that's formatted in a way that's easy and familiar and is very easy to use on mobile. I was like, okay, well, I want to do pieces of tape torn. I was like, okay, well, I don't have something that works for that, so we're just gonna tear a bunch of pieces of tape and scan it and then use those. But I still need to recolor them, but I did get them cut out and everything, so that was the big progress yesterday. Yeah, that's fair, Parker. Looks at your entire shiny decks. Yeah, that's fair. There's still more work to do for the website. Although we're getting there, slowly but surely. Yeah, I know you are, Parker. Okay, the next two are white, so it's not going to show much of anything, but it's still important to see if it yellows when it ages. Because the reason, I guess I haven't said this in a while, the reason we're doing two sheets that are exactly the same is so that I can tape one up in my window where it gets the full sun and see how the light fastness is. There are light fastness gratings on the dot sheet, but that's different than seeing it yourself. So I'm gonna put these up in the window and see how the fading goes. Yeah, it's finicky and a lot and really annoying. And if I don't have to do that, I won't. Although to be fair, I do some HTML stuff on Tumblr just because all of their designs are so broken that sometimes you just have to add some extra spacing in yourself or make links. I was thinking I was going to code a new Shiny Deck style site at one point, but like I don't have the time. If my life was different, maybe I would have gotten around to that, but it isn't, so there you are. Okay, we are down to just the pearlescence on this page. We're gonna finish. We're gonna finish. It's happening. I do think that I'm gonna go replace my water really fast, because even though it's not that bad, it's dork because we've been doing blacks. So I'm gonna take a quick break. Oh, it is about an hour in, so that makes sense too. Yeah. That's good, Parker. Sometimes things just click in a way and you can get more done than was expected of you, which is nice. But I'm going to take a quick break, which means I'm going to run some ads. You do not need to watch the ads if you don't want to. There are many easy ways to avoid watching the ads, including looking away, muting the tab, going to take a break yourself, maybe get yourself a little snack or drink, or get up and do a little shimmy, or just, I don't know, do something. Do something good for yourself. Well, I go do something good for myself, huh? Okay. I will be back in a little bit, and then we will finish up this frickin' swatch sheet. Right, we are back. Well, I am back. Maybe you're not back. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Also, hi, Shawnee. How are you? Good to see you as always. And look at how much cleaner our water is now. Isn't that nice? I know that it doesn't make like a huge difference for the most part, but it makes me feel better. Welcome back to you, Parker. And anybody else who wandered out off and came back. Welcome back. Welcome back to myself? I don't know. That seems weird. We're gonna do some more of these ultimately disappointing pearlescent. I didn't know that Daniel Smith did pearlescent watercolors, and after doing the bottom row here, I kind of figured out why I didn't know that. Oh, cleaning is important though. That's good. You have to absorb the stink of your surroundings sometimes in order to make it better. Ooh, Peeps and a cupcake is a good snack. Yeah, we're chugging along, I think is the general vibe. Okay, this one is actually pretty. So maybe we just did all the boring pearlescents and now these ones are gonna be nice. I just like this color though. I don't know if you guys noticed, I really like seafoam green. It's not like I made that one of my main branding colors or anything. I kind of like mint seafoam color. That's fair, Parker. I am not like that at all. The fun bonus to that is I'm also allergic to dust, but I have the brain wiggles that make doing basic tasks like that difficult, and so it makes it like triple difficult. But now that we have like masks in our house all the time, that's easier on me because I can just put a mask on while I'm cleaning. That's better. Although I do have to remember to put the mask on, which is another hurdle. Yeah, no worries, Cap. You're working. I have body doubling in my tags for a reason. Because I definitely use streams to body double all the frickin' time. This is like only barely different from the other one. Oh, it looks more blue on cam than it does in person, I think. Pretty, but you would not need both of those. I might get the green pearl though. That one's pretty good. I think that and the electric blue so far are the only ones that I'm really vibing with though, of the pearlescents, I should say, specifically. I do have other pearlescents that work fine, but yeah, mine gets pretty bad, but I'm also, like I said, I'm bad at cleaning, so the level of bad is probably directly relational to how bad I am at cleaning. But yeah, my body reacts very strongly to certain things. So like if I get too anxious, I get a fever. If I clean too much dust, I get a fever. My body's like, oh, what's this? Minor stress. Pushes the button that says fever. And it's not pleasant. Yeah, Parker, that's body doubling. It's a thing. This is like a less good version of the electric blue. Yeah, I don't know. There's something going on with me. Well, there's multiple things going on with me, but I do think that the messed up joints and the weird histamine reactions are connected. That is my suspicion. Yep, I've gotten hives before too. I break out in a rash if I get too stressed out. But I also tend to get a fever, so like if I do a lot of physical activity too, I end up feeling like I have the flu for 2 days. Yep, I do get stress fever. And one of the things when I was growing up, the rules about whether or not you got to stay home from school were if you were throwing up or if you had a fever. And those are my two like most intense stress reactions. So I think that my tiny little body learned that these things would avoid the stress of having to go to school and getting bullied. So my body still does that to try and get me out of going into a stressing event, which it doesn't work anymore because I'm my own caretaker, and unfortunately, you don't just get a check out of the world if you feel a little crummy. So, see, I run colder than normal, Parker, so I'm usually at a 96.4. So I really am an ice cold bitch. Which I always have to tell people when they take my temperature. They're like, this can't be right. And I'm like, I'm colder than normal. I know. But I also get really warm when I sleep, to the point that if you take my temperature when I, like, right when I wake up, I technically have a fever. I'm just weird, man. I'm in a meat suit that doesn't want to be a meat suit, and it is making its opinions known. But the average temperature is just that, an average. So it's not like everybody needs to be this temperature, it's average. So it's the mean of a bunch of different numbers that people can be. So, oof, that's bad, Parker. That would make sense too, Kuro. A lot of research, medical research, was not done on white women, for one, but especially not done on women in general. Well, it's a little more complicated than that, but yeah. I did last year? Was it technically last year? What's time? Read through, I'm not going to remember anything. The life of Harriet, I don't remember her last name, but it's gonna bother me that I don't remember. I'm gonna look it up. But her cancer cells were taken from her body without consent. Well, without informed consent as a Black woman. And they're still used in educational research and any sort of Henrietta Lacks, thank you. Good Lord, my brain does not work. She was also known under a variety of different names connected to those cells, but a lot of research was done on Black people before they were considered people, which is disgusting, but is part of our history that we need to acknowledge. So like Henrietta Lacks has actually made some of the biggest contributions to science without her family knowing. Although her grandkids actually won a suit against one of the companies that's still selling her cells last year, which is good. But very interesting book. Not exactly a fun read, but a important and interesting read. Yeah. But I think the cells are definitely important, and they've made a lot of advances scientifically and medically, but it is important to acknowledge the history of that, for sure. So I do think that that's an interesting and important read if anybody's up for it, but it is difficult, I think. But yeah, medical science has biases. Ta-da! That was the point of that whole thing. You know what's interesting? One of the treatment options for hypermobility, which I have, is low-level testosterone, because testosterone actually makes your ligaments seize up versus estrogen makes it looser, which is part of the reason why my joints get worse around my cycle. And oftentimes that's like not even brought up to people as an option. Like specifically women, it isn't brought up as an option because then you would get some side effects like hair or looking like a man or being smelly sometimes. And it's ridiculous that it's not even brought up at all because it's assumed that nobody would want to be like that. Like, if I had a choice between, I don't know, being a little smellier sometimes and having my joints actually stay in place, I know which one I would pick. Yeah, I don't know. This one looks like it would be nice because, like, I don't know if you could see on the brush that it's really green, but it paints brown, but it's just boring. I don't like it. Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous that that's brought up as like, well, you wouldn't want to do that because you might grow an extra hair on your face. And I'm like, I don't care about that, actually. Well, so the dot, that's this one right here, is kind of green. So it's supposed to be a duo color, right? So it's supposed to be brown and green. And it definitely doesn't show the green when you pick it up. It might a little bit when it dries, but I doubt it. I don't know. These ones are just, they're kind of lame. Sorry, Daniel. I don't like your pearlescence. This one too is supposed to be a duo, so it's supposed to be like two colors. Duo shine, but it's just like meh. It's just meh. That's okay. I didn't even know the pearlescence came in this set, so they're just bonuses that I get to make fun of. Yeah, that's fair, Parker. Because you're red-green, right? So that would probably be difficult for you to differentiate anyway. But yeah, if I was picking these colors for a project based on the color of the dot, I would be really disappointed when I put that to the paper. Yeah, I thought so. But you never know with my brain if what I'm remembering is real or if I made it up at some point. Or if I confused two people and made them one person in my head. We're so close to done with these. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. And then we get to go right into the next thing. The work she is never done. I need to stop gripping the side of the table so hard because that hurts. Yeah, totally fair, Parker. But I think we had a discussion about it because you were like, I'm colorblind, and I, being me, was like, well, what kind? Do you do this? Do you do this? How intense is it? Did you know that on these chromosomes, this is why it's more likely in men? And blah blah blah. Because I'm just like that as a person. I'm like, oh, did you know all of these random facts? Because most people, do they really care? No. Me, though. I know things, and other people are going to have to know them because they're in my brain and I can't stop from talking about it. Hoya. Yeah, yeah. Some people really know what's going on, and some people have just like never thought about it before, which makes sense. Like different people react to different things differently, but It's sometimes fun to explain things to other people who were like, "Oh, I hadn't thought about it before." Like, well, we're gonna think about it together now because you set off this chain of events. And that's why I warn people to tell me if I'm being too intense. Yeah. Exactly. I would say that, except I do it in other people's streams too. Um, Me walking in, actually, did you know about the four humors, Rainbow? Rainbow, did you know about the four humors? Let me give you a little history lesson. Like the tiny little nerd that I am. Yeah, same, Parker. Hi, Salem. Welcome in. How's it going? Yeah. I'm like camping because I'm intense. Oh, this looks so much prettier on the paper than it looks like this. Ugh, 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 ugh. Oh, mine are fine. I mean, my hip is angry, but that's like every day for me. But yeah, I'm assuming you did leg day yesterday, so you earned your sore legs. It was on purpose. Booty buddies, sore booty buddies. That's fun to say. Everybody should say it out loud. Well, I hope everybody's sore booties become not sore booties. Ugh, this color is lame. This color is lame. They look so pretty on the sheet, and then you paint them, and it's like, no. Yeah, for sure, Salem. I also have this issue. I have some padding, but not in the places that are helpful. Oh yeah, I'm sure, Rainbow. I use a Zafu pillow that's filled with buckwheat hulls, which is like the most specific thing, but it's way more comfortable than sitting on like anything else. So that's actually what I'm sitting on right now. That's what my butt's on. It's on a bunch of buckwheat hulls. But Zafu, Z-A-F-U, is a Zen meditation pillow basically. But with the buckwheat hulls, it gives support, but you can also make it a shape that helps. So it's like if memory foam was, it's like if memory foam had a spine. Um, Buckwheat, ayy. Okay, this hibiscus is alright as well. Oh, yeah. They probably, I would think that they would make something similar for bikes, but I don't know. Fun fact about me, I don't know how to ride a bike, so I can't ride a bike and I can't drive. Uh, I don't like go fast. I like go slow. See, some of these colors are like, yeah, that's that. And some of them are just like, why would you do this to me? Why would you just lie? Did you know that people get on pigmentation and just lie? I used to be able to rollerblade. I haven't tried in a while. I might still be able to. But I did figure skating lessons when I was a kid. And in order to practice in a way that was cheaper, I also had roller skates. But I did learn to ride a bike on with safety wheels. But I wasn't ready to have those off, and my dad decided that I'd been using them for too long, and so he just took them off without asking me because he decided that I was done with them, and then I just never touched my bike ever again. So, yeah, yeah. Um, if I'm not given control over a situation, the likelihood of me actually continuing to do something that stresses me out is very low. And this has remained a constant throughout my life. Oh yeah, see, I did swimming lessons and the actual teachers were great with me. And I failed a year or two because I refused to jump into the water when I couldn't see the bottom of the thing, because I learned in a lake that was full of algae. And so I didn't want to jump in when I couldn't see where the end was. Although I got better about that as I got older. But there was a vacation that we were on, and I don't remember. I think it was when we were visiting my grandma, and we went to some sort of watering hole to go swimming. And I didn't feel like swimming that day. And so I just kind of hung out on the side with my feet in the water because it was like a nice warm day. And my dad said, "What's the point of paying for swimming lessons if you aren't going to use it?" and tossed me into the lake. And so I got out of the water and I could swim just fine and ran and hid under the car until it was time to go so that he couldn't reach me. Yeah. Are people... I think that those two stories combined really show why I have control issues. And I don't know that it's an issue, but it is something. Yeah. Yeah. And I can swim just fine. I haven't in ages, but like, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be nice to learn how to ride a bike, but I also just here, like where I live now, you can't really ride a bike without specific wheels and a specific kind of bike for like 9 months out of the year. So I don't think that it would be super helpful to me anymore. But if I moved someplace that had different weather, I might consider trying to learn again. Okay, we're to the really boring colors of the duo shines. Well, I guess these, are they still duo? Yes, they're still duo for a little bit. But yeah, it's a very specific kind of area. Well, during the summer it does. And there are just to be clear, there are plenty of people who do still bike in the winter, but you do need like those super thickums wheels. And you need to have like proper winter weather gear, and I think just a level of fortitude that I do not possess. I want to be warm and comfy. I don't really want to be biking through death ice at 6 in the morning to get someplace. Just not my vibe. Not my vibe. Yeah. Well, the bears will do what they want. It's mostly the people you have to worry about. Although you do have to have like bells and stuff like that to warn moose and bears that you're coming. Although during the winter, the bear isn't such an issue. It's mostly during the summer that you need to watch out for those. But mostly if you're loud enough, they'll leave you alone. Moose, on the other hand, just don't give a fuck. They know they're bigger. So you need to get out of their way. Yeah, exactly, Parker. And like, I don't drive either, but my brother is very kind and drives me places that I need to go, so, which is rare. I don't leave the house much. I like staying inside and being a lump. Those are my two best activities. Like, given my druthers, I would just stay in my house at all times. I like it here. It's comfortable. I have all my stuff here. I know where the bathroom is, you know? Like, I'm gonna end up being that hermit old lady where everyone's like, "Oh, she's a witch," and really it's just I don't want to leave my house. Which I'm totally fine with. I love those vibes. Let's go. Oh yeah, deer, I think I have interacted with deer before. They're generally stupider than a moose is, to be honest. The moose up here have like learned how to use the crosswalks downtown. So you'll just be walking someplace and a moose will just be waiting for the light to change. Which is great because it means there's less car accidents, but also it's just kind of like surreal. Yeah, and I mean, moose do get hit by cars a lot, but a lot of times the moose wins in one way or another. One of my friends up here had like a little two-door sedan car that ran into a moose, and the moose went right through the windshield and into the car and did not die right away. So if that car hadn't already been totaled by the moose's legs, the inside was definitely a mess by the end of that. She was fine, but still not the best interaction with a moose that you've ever heard of. All right, good luck, Salem. And sleep well. But if that was going to happen to anybody, that was the right person to have it happen to. Her name was Freedom. She was a very cool person in general. Yeah, moose are a lot bigger than a deer. And their legs specifically are a lot taller. So for most cars, you run into the moose's legs and then the rest of the moose goes through your windshield. That's just how it works. And they're freaking huge. People think that moose are deer size. They are not deer size. They are the size of like 4 to 6 deer if you stacked them in a specific way. Yeah, we have plenty here. So, if you have not seen a moose before, you can keep it that way and you'll be just fine. Yeah, moose are well and truly megafauna. Like, they're big. Yeah, these are boring. That's fine though. They should scare you. They're scary. There's more than one video really, but there's one specific video that gets shared around more often than the others of a moose on the college campus here trying to stomp a teacher to death. And honestly couldn't happen to a nicer person if you catch my drift. But that's just like the constant of what we live with. The University Police Department, mostly their job involves going to various buildings where people have called in a moose call and flashing the lights until the moose decides to wander off. So, yeah. Yeah, we have a fair amount of, I mean, it's Alaska. We have wildlife here. We just have a huge state, and the majority of it is national park land. So we definitely have the wildlife. We have packs of wolves, we have moose, we have a variety of kinds of bears. We have lynx, we have all sorts of stuff. And a lot of that wildlife will hunt you if given the opportunity. Yeah, this is supposed to be blue. It's not blue. It's just like off-white. Disappointing. These are supposed to go over other colors, I think, but boring. Boring. But the house we first moved into up here, during summer, the people who had lived in the house before had been feeding the bears, which you shouldn't do. Don't feed the bears, please. It's not safe for you or the bear. But so like the first night that I was actually up here, a whole posse of bears came up to the side window and were just looking in our house like, where's the person who used to feed us peanuts? And it's just like, please leave us alone. We don't have any peanuts for you. Sorry. Like, got some great pictures out of it. Great story, but oh my god. There were pictures of the people who had lived in our house before, of the woman holding a baby and a cigarette in one arm and feeding the bears with the other hand. And it was just like, you have made a lot of life choices in this one photo that I will never make in my life. Holy cow. Yeah, for sure, Rainbow. Gotta be careful. Because waking up to a bear in your kitchen trying to find the peanuts is not a fun time, I'm sure. But yeah, so we had to, some of those bears actually had to, we're pretty sure they had to end up being moved, and one of them had to be put down the following summer. So don't do that. It's bad for you and it's bad for the bear. They also fed the squirrels like a lot of peanuts. We had to replace the back deck at that house, and when we took the deck out, there was just like an entire horde of peanuts underneath the deck that we had to wheelbarrow out. It's like, you sure made a lot of decisions living here. They were mostly bad ones, as far as I can tell. Yeah, people think they're immune. It's the short answer. It's the same reason why tourists pet the moose. Like, there's always, every summer, there's at least one story about a tourist messing with wildlife in a way they've been told not to and getting hurt. A common offender are sea otters, because in some of the ports where they run like glacier cruises out of and stuff, sea otters will come up right to the docks because that's where the fishermen hang out, and so they can get some free fish out of it. And inevitably, somebody will think it's a good idea to pet one of these creatures that have, you know, teeth made for killing things, and then they lose a finger because they didn't think it through. Like, it's a wild wolf or a wild animal. Like, leave it alone. Also, don't feed the wolves. That's a bad idea, Parker. I do on my Flickr have some photos from Denali National Park of some wolves eating stuff. By eating stuff, I mean it was like half a caribou that they were working on. Yep. Oh, that's fun, Rainbow. Yeah, we have the zoo up here is actually, for the most part, is rehabilitated animals that can't be re-released into the wild because humans have messed with them too much. So we have a couple ravens that can't be re-released because of their injuries. And we have some moose and some bears that can't be re-released. Which I think is a good way to run a zoo, honestly. Oh yeah, you gotta leave the bison alone too. They're big. Leave them be. Just don't mess with wild animals. Don't do it. It's bad for everybody involved. So close, Kuro. You can make it. I believe in you. Oh, that's good, Rainbow. See, that's the good thing about Alaska. We don't have any snakes. We also don't have any of the like super poisonous spiders. We've gotten some brown recluse up here as the climates have changed, but for the most part. Oh yeah, bald eagles. I'm gonna tell y'all a secret right now. Bald eagles are some of the stupidest creatures on this planet. They are not majestic. They're just stupid. They're just a big bird. They're so dumb. So, near some of the fisheries up here, if you don't put the lid back down on the fish gut dumpster, the bald eagles will get in there and eat themselves so fat that they cannot fly back out of the dumpster. Yeah, it is all birds. That's what I'm saying. This bird is not exempt from bird stupidity, you know? Like there are some birds who are really smart, just to be clear. So like ravens and crows and stuff like that have a lot of intelligence and have been shown to, you know, make toys and use tools and stuff like that. But bald eagles are not one of those. They're so dumb. Hi Crow, how you doing? Speaking of crows, great timing. Yes, parrots too. African greys actually are some of the smartest birds. Um, I will also point out that I have a bias here because I have bird fear. I'm terrified of birds. Um, so there you go. Oh, that's cool, Cab. Sorry, I missed the osprey message before. Yeah, that the windows though is fair. They can't see it. They can't see it the way we do, so they think that it's an open area. Um, which is one of the reasons why people should put stuff on their windows so that it makes it clear to birds that it is not actually just an open area. That's one of the things that we should be doing as people who live on the planet. Because the wild spaces did not encroach upon us, we encroached upon the wild spaces. Okay, look, guys, we did it. We did it. We finished the swatch sheet. Finally. It only took a million years. And I gotta say, really, these are so disappointing. Meh. These, though, these are great. So now I just have to decide which of these I'm actually buying to add to my stuff, which is a harder task. See there, blank. That's the thing. Well, there are some blank ones down at the bottom because I miscounted how many slots I needed. So these 4 are in fact empty. These ones have some sort of shimmer to them that doesn't really show up very well. Because these pearlescents are nothing if not disappointing. So I might get the like green one here because that's really close to my branding colors, so that could be fun, but depending on how expensive it is, I may not care. So there we go. Which means we get to move on to the next project, which are assets for my website. I probably want to use my regular palette for this. Oh yeah, 100% Parker. I do have a lot of pearlescent shimmers in my paint now. Can you even see that? Maybe? A little bit. That's all just probably mica. So I'm gonna go empty my water again. But I don't think I'm gonna, well, should I take a break this time? It's not really time to take another break. We can sit here and talk for a little bit. It's the curse of the artist business. It's like, oh, I need to do so many things all the time forever. I do want a different size brush as well. Maybe this guy. Maybe this guy. Oh, that's neat, Parker. Yeah, so I decided in my infinite wisdom to do something that would take a lot of work because I thought it would look pretty. But so for each page of my website, I'm doing my own art made to look like stickers on a page, which means that I need to match all the stickers on each page theme-ish wise. So on my home page, I'm having my whale sticker, and then so the bubbles that we painted, those are those, and then we're doing some dandelion leaves here and some leaves with holes eaten out of them. So this one's going to go with the inchworm sticker that I did, and this one's going to go with the still growing dandelion sticker that I did. And then I have some other stuff on the back burner. But boy, that's valid, Parker. Oh, a thing happened. Why did you do it like that? Did I start that and then not finish it? Probably. Pull an affirmation card. You got it. So this is the Take What You Need deck by Danny DePiero, who does some really cool stuff. I think !Danny will bring up her website. And she made a little like oracle kind of deck that has nice sayings on it, basically. So we're going to shuffle these and pull a card for Parker. All right. Left or right, Parker? Left or right? Just in case that isn't clear. I'm going to make a note to myself to actually change that alert because I don't like it. Left, alrighty. Well, not alrighty, all lefty. Do your best to stay grounded and in touch with your own growth. I think that's good advice in general. Oh, that's cool, Kat. I haven't done art fight. It seems like it would stress me out. Yeah. So just remember that you've grown. That's a big thing and hard to do, really. Ooh, it's windy outside. Okay. Oh, I still have that other tarot deck out here that I need to go become acquainted with. I have too much to do and too little time and too little brain. Oh, my dad is going to be coming to visit too. I think I mentioned that last stream, but that means that whenever he comes up, I'm probably not going to be able to do streams. I'll warn people when that happens. Like I'll post on socials and stuff like that about the change schedule, but just a warning, just a warning. That's just internet friendship, Cap. I have Tumblr mutuals that I've never actually spoken to, but they're my friends. Like, I've known them for over 10 years. Oh yeah, Parker, with the season changing and stuff, that means it's time. We've been getting windier and windier seasons here just because of climate change pretty much. So the weather that's normal for Southeast Alaska has been moving up, and we're first in line for that. Which is something. But it's weird to watch it happen like real time. Yeah, Shawnee, you don't count as that though, because we actually talk. Tumblr mutual. I don't, because it would eat up all of my CPU. Although I actually used Tumblr on my desktop today. My ad free on Tumblr ran out yesterday, and it changes how the app functions, i.e. the thing that barely functions on a good day now makes my phone so hot that I'm concerned because there's ads. So I used it on my desktop with ad blockers. Yeah, we're friends, Johnny. Was that not clear? We're friends. I do have a bad habit of assuming I'm friends with people that don't think that I'm their friend. But basically everybody's my friend. Unless I, like, actively avoid you, then you're not my friend, but you would notice. I could wipe down my palette while we're doing this because we don't actually need all of these browns right now. What was I working on last when I did this? Nobody knows. If I thought about it harder, I could probably figure it out, but thinking about things, that sounds like a no from me, dog. Yeah, I definitely have had a lot of people who decided that I was the annoying kid, which is valid. I am kind of annoying, but that's a them problem and not a me problem. I'm just intense and neurodivergent, which is part of the issue. So I don't know. Sometimes you just need to be, yeah, for sure, Shawnee, I need to be told. But yeah, same, Cap. But if I'm like a regular in somebody's channel and it's a smaller streamer and not like a super big streamer, I assume we're friends and I will ask specifically if they consider me a friend. Yes, I know you do, Parker. You are the wolf kid, I'm aware. But I definitely tend to be really intense in anything I do. If I'm going in, I'm going whole hog, you know? Which can make people uncomfortable. So I try to, especially with people that I want to be friends with, I'm like, hey, if I'm ever acting up too much, if I'm making you uncomfortable, you just got to tell me and I'll back off. But if you don't tell me, then I won't know. So if I'm doing something that's upsetting or if I'm doing something that's just difficult for you to deal with, just tell me. Just tell me and I'll back off and it'll be fine. But if you don't tell me, then I don't know that anything's wrong. So. No, you're a friend, Cap, for sure in that. And it's also hard to see when you're in a relationship like that where people from the outside can see it a different way. Because they aren't overthinking in the same level that you are. So, yeah, definitely for streamer stuff and any sort of social media friends, knowing where the limit is between being obsessed with somebody and being interested in how they're doing is a big thing. But for the most part, the people who question those kind of relationships are not the people who are the red flag type, you know? So like the fact that I'm concerned that, oh, am I being too friendly with this person, blah, 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 is a sign that I'm actually thinking about it and not just assuming things, which is a big part of that kind of relationship for sure. But yeah. So like Jick, for instance, is one of my best friends. And yes, we met through his stream, but I've also been bullying him to take better care of himself for like 5.5 years at this point. So, like, we're actually friends. And like, not to toot my own horn, but I'm actually a good friend. So, you're welcome for gracing you with my presence. Just, it's the way of things. Yep. I'm very considerate and thoughtful, and I am ridiculously good at noticing what people are insecure about and then focusing, like honing in on that like a sniper shot, except the bullet is love. So yeah. And I think putting the friendship moniker in the other person's hand is a big deal too, especially if you're in the kind of streamer viewer relationship where the power imbalance is there. Putting that, saying I'm friends with you, you don't have to be friends with me, is a totally valid thing to do. People can see a relationship differently and still have it be important to them. So We're friends, Kat. That's just, we're friends. Sorry, deal with it. Generally speaking, once I start flirting with people, I view you as a friend. That's just how it works with me. I don't know. I'm just like this as a person. These can come back out. These can actually move so that I don't mess them up. These can go over here for now. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I always feel like that, so. Okay, I think I'm gonna take another quick break. And then when we get back, we will work on these guys and continue talking. You are still here, so. Yeah, exactly. I think another thing with friendship for sure is allowing other people to have autonomy. So I think a lot of times, especially for people with anxiety and mental health issues, we assume that we're forcing people into a situation where they have to deal with us. But that isn't the case. For the most part, that isn't the case because other people have the opportunity to leave. And you need to remember that the people who are sticking around are choosing to stick with you. You can't just make them some oogie boogie bad guy who you've somehow trapped in a room with you for the rest of eternity. That's not how it works. Other people get to make their own choices too, and they choose to spend time with you. So remember that. That's important. Because your brain will lie to you about that. Yeah, that's totally fair, Salem. Yeah, definitely figuring out what your definition of friendship is another thing. Because not everybody has the same standards for that, which is totally fine. Oh my gosh, Salem. Yeah, I think because people have different definitions in their own heads, they can get upset about stuff like that. But if you're open about the definition and saying these are the reasons why I wouldn't use that term yet, then that's a different situation. So there's somebody who's a mod in another stream that I mod in, who one of their specifications for friends is somebody they've met in person. That is absolutely not part of my friend definition. So we're not friends according to that other person, which is fine. I consider them a friend. They don't need to consider me a friend. That's fine. It's just different definitions, which is fine. Like, it's not a big deal. We both understand the situation and it's fine. Yeah. And yeah, if you don't discuss that, then it can really surprise people. Oh, my anxiety is a lying bitch. So I don't trust my anxiety. That's just how it works. There are some things where anxiety is trying to flag something for me, and I'll accept that, but the way that my anxiety goes about it is not helpful. Yeah, for sure. And I definitely, just to be clear, even though I do tout communication is super important, any kind of relationship, not just romantic, any relationship, period, I do still have issues with that. Because I've been in situations where communicating has actually harmed me because the other person wasn't ready for it. So I do still have mental issues with that I'm working on. We're getting there. We communicate more than we used to, but it still is a difficult thing to do. So I'm not saying this is like the easy peasy, just do this and everything's fixed. That's not how it works. Stretchy. Got it. I'm on it, Shani. I'm going to need to refill my water when I stand up. Oh my God, fine, Shani. Yeah, trauma is a bitch, often. Those should pop up. There we go. I was like, I know they won't run all at once, but I will wait for the last one.
Bob just told Katie to go piss, girl.
Yeah, there we go. Eventually that will be Kuro. telling me to go piss, girl. But for now, it is text to speech. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break, which means I'm going to run some ads. Um, you do not need to watch the ads. It won't hurt me, and capitalism doesn't really care. So feel free to mute the tab. Feel free to get up and take a stretch. Feel free to get some water or snack or do whatever you want. No, you're good, Shadi. It was a good interruption. Yeah, you don't need to watch the ads. Mr. Capitalism doesn't care, and even if he did care, he can go fuck himself. That is the stream promise, is that we hate capitalism here, even if we're forced to interact with it. Yeah, yeah. Kuro offered, and I was like, I will take you up on that. Thank you. Shawnee is really good about self-care stuff. Okay, I'm muting now. I'm leaving. I'm gonna run ads. Okay, I love you. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Hello. The green one could be trying to fly, depending on how quickly you do the little stretch, I suppose. Oh, I will have a little treat. Thank you. I think let's go with sugar candy today. Speaking of, I ordered 5 pounds of saltwater taffy, and it's supposed to be here today. And I want it. I want it. I want it. I'm gonna have a little sugar candy. Maybe I should use the, because there's 2 different gifts for the treat alert. And the reason that I chose the Soot Sprites was because this is Japanese sugar candy, so it's the same kind of candy that the Soot Sprites are holding. So maybe I'll use those to decide which treat I'm having. All right, treat is in my mouth. Thank you, Parker, for the little treat. Okay. Can I use my brain? Only maybe. Oh, welcome back, Kuro. Okay, so, you know what would be smart is if I pulled out the stickers to show you what these are going with. That would be a smart thing for me to do, wouldn't it? Which involves me finding them in the loudest bag that has ever existed. Not you, not you, not you, not you neither, not you. Do I have too many stickers? Remains to be seen. Okay, so the leaves are going with our little inchworm buddy here. And then... I know you're in here. Why are you hiding from me? And then these petals are going to go with the dandelion to make a combined thingy-mabopper. So basically the big sticker is going to be the go home button on my website, and then the petals are going to be to other pages on the site, and same with the leaves. But each page is going to have its own combination of stickers, which is why this is taking so long, because I cannot be chill about anything, and once I decide to commit to a bit, I just keep going. So we have a lot of sketches, but not all of them will end up on the website. I just like having an option. Oh no, Salem, I'm sorry. That's always awful. Yeah, I'm definitely really good at committing to the bit. I'm great at committing to everything but relationships. Good work, Kuro. Yeah, I hope you feel better, Salem. I'm sorry. That's always awful. So part of the reason that I pulled the stickers out is so that I remember what colors I used for the originals, which is not too difficult. Yeah, to be clear, I have actually committed to relationships pretty good, like 3-year length level, but I have a personal rule where if I get to a 3-year point and I wouldn't be willing to marry the person, then I end the relationship. So so I do actually commit to the bit pretty well, but I have a rule. Because I'm an intense person, I guess. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, please do not die, Salem. That's actually not on the schedule and isn't allowed. I think when I originally did the dandelion, I did green sketch art for it, so the orange will probably be a little bit different, but I think it'll work out just fine. Surely, obviously. And you don't need to worry about it. Dying isn't on there, so other than that, you're fine. Do think I want to do like a little bit of orange right through here. Can I make this a heart shape at top? Because that's another vibe that we last on. That's totally fair, Parker. It isn't for everybody. And honestly, I don't know that I'm ever gonna have a serious relationship again. We'll see. Maybe something will happen, but I have yet to find anybody that I like better than my own company. So yeah, welcome to here's an inside joke you don't get if you don't watch Rainbow, so you should go watch Rainbow. Um, just in case you needed more incentive. These shouldn't take super long, but I don't know. I probably could have blasted these out like yesterday or the day before, but I was like, but I said I'd do them on stream. The leaves will be more complicated, but the petals are pretty simple, so. Choking on butter? You're choking on the butter? Do you guys want to know a cursed fact about me from when I was a child? I'll bet you do, so I'm just going to say it. I used to eat sticks of butter when I was a kid. I used to steal sticks of butter from the refrigerator and hide them in my closet and sit in the back of my closet and just eat sticks of butter. Fun fact. That's good, Cap. I was a butter baby. If I had been a turkey, I would have been a butterball turkey. That's just how it was. I didn't eat dimes. I probably swallowed a penny at some point. I would not be surprised if somebody told me that I did that. But I did eat ants. That was the thing that I did. In high school, I would also eat weird things for other people's allowance money because I went to a rich school. And rich kids are always willing to pay for the smallest amount of amusement possible, especially if they find it humiliating for the other person. That's fair, Parker. I mean, maybe not the healthiest, but babies truly explore the world via their mouth. That's just how it works. I'm gonna want to let that dry and then go back over, I think. Everybody, welcome to Kuro. This is her show now. Legos feel like they seem like they'd be uncomfortable during the process because they have sharp edges. Can't say I did. That makes sense. I did have a friend when I was a kid who snorted a pixie stick once. She regretted that very quickly after. Oh, there's grate in there, that's why. My palette is dirty. Yeah, pretty much, Kuro. The idea, her logic behind this was that the sugar would get into her system faster, just like it did with Coke. So, but the citric acid in that is not comfortable for your membrane linings, so I would not recommend you do this. This was also the same friend who gave herself a concussion to get out of school, actually. The logic kind of made sense when she explained it, but there were better ways to go about it. I ate so much Play-Doh as a child. I ate a lot of it. To the point that people made salt dough to give me instead. Because it's salty. I like salty things. Play-Doh just tastes like weird salt. It's delicious. Yeah. She just wanted to give herself a headache to get out of school, but she ended up giving herself a concussion. I told her to just lie, but that did not work for her, I guess. Yeah, that's fair, Shawnee. That's so valid, Kuro. As previously discussed, my way to get out of school was for my body to shut down in various ways. So I don't know that I can judge her too harshly. But oh my god, Parker. That's a little extreme. Oh, that's something else I need to do that I didn't do the other day. I need to go measure that downstairs room to see, so I can estimate how much flooring is going to cost. Which will change my mind on what kind of flooring I want to get. Oh, welcome in. Thanks for slacking in, Shoddy. Yeah, I'm just like a weird collector of random cat images now. Oh my god, there's one that I definitely should add that I just realized because it always makes me laugh. Okay, Kuro. The gaydar made you violent. Yeah, you definitely did prove them wrong, Parker, at great cost to yourself. But good for you, I guess. I love how I got out those other size brushes and then I just didn't use them. I was like, I want a bigger brush than this. Continues on with the same brush size. Oh, well, okay, as a theater kid, most theater kids deserve to get beat up. I was definitely, well, I was like an adjacent theater kid. Um, I was too weird for even the theater kids to really like, which is impressive, honestly. But I did musical theater in high school, which I think I mentioned before, but that's fair. I went to like a Richie Rich school, even though I was not a Richie Rich, so I got made fun of a lot just for not being rich, basically. But also, I was weird. I still am weird, as a matter of fact. So there was a weird combination of things going on. But that did mean that we had a lot of weird extra classes. So like I took ceramics in high school. I did musical theater. We had like a dance club. We had a swing club. There was a bunch of stuff going on. That's fair, Shawnee. For the most part, we didn't have the tech kids in the class. They mostly did the after school stuff that I never did because like, so I'm already being forced to spend time around people for like 8 to 9 hours a day. I'm not going to go back to school to spend more time with people after I get out of class. I'm going to go home and I'm going to watch Invader Zim and take a nap. Like, but most of the tech kids that we had were also in the musical theater class specifically were also performing. So it was like not really tech kids. Oh, interesting, Kuro. We definitely, my school, because it was a rich kid school, definitely had a lot of parents who were way more involved in sports than they should be. Um, actually, one of the guys I went to school with is a professional basketball player now, so like actually famous. He was the year beneath me. But all of his family is also pro basketball, so he was going to end up there one way or another, but he's also very tall, so I mean, he was an annoying teenager, but we're all annoying teenagers. He actually had a better grip on how to deal with the public than pretty much any other kid I've ever seen, so. Oh, yeah, that's cool, Shawnee. It definitely is a specific skill group that is underappreciated. He's actually probably the only person from high school that I follow on Instagram. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I had like weird friends, but I was friends with the weird kids basically. But I also was not like an actual member of their friend group. I was termed a social butterfly a lot just because I didn't spend a lot of time with one group and I was friends with a variety of different people, but it wasn't like really friends. It was like people who knew me and didn't, I don't know, shove me into a locker or something. Yeah, I was definitely a weird kid, but um, yeah, I don't know. I don't have any lasting friends from then, and there's a reason for that. I think part of that was definitely that I dated the same guy through most of high school too. So I spent more time with him and his group of friends than I did my friends for the most part. Social tumbleweed. I like that. I'm co-adopting that. Yeah, I didn't spend that much time with people, generally speaking. I had a few friends, but they were like that I had known for a really long time because the majority of us went to the same elementary school, and then all went to the same middle school because it was a relatively small group of people. So my graduating class was about 300 people. So we all like knew each other, but because I was friends with these people when I was in elementary school and in middle school, we were still like friends, but I was quote unquote dumber than them. So I was in very different classes from them. So we grew apart because of that after a while, because I wasn't going anywhere and it was clear. Which I'm not saying I'm stupid. I'm saying that I didn't do well in the school system that I was in. I don't do well in very intense environments like that. But I definitely was treated as stupid by some of those kids' parents. And so they didn't want their kids hanging out with me. Which is fine. But I ended up in classes with other people, so I was kind of friends with them and not so much friends with the smarter kids in the AP classes and stuff. But as it turns out, high school really doesn't make that much of a difference. It feels like you're never going to get out of it, but it's just another place. And eventually you leave that place. And so you can decide how much of an effect it's going to have on the rest of your life. I really do go through like phases though, where I'll have a set group of friends and then something happens. And it turns out that those people were only friends because you were in the same place a lot of the time. And they don't actually really give a shit about you, which is valid. But it's like if you're in the same place with somebody for a lot of the time, you make friends in situations that you might not otherwise. And sometimes you discover that you actually aren't really great friends and you aren't good for each other, and that's fine. You grow and you find new people. Yeah, you grow beyond, exactly. And you really, at any point in your life, you can't conceive which direction you're going to grow in and which direction the people around you are going to grow in. So sometimes you grow together, sometimes you grow in completely opposite directions, sometimes you grow parallel and never actually cross paths. It's all fine. Not everybody is meant to be a big life landmark for you, and that's fine. You don't got to worry about it. You'll find the people who are important to you. Oh, I should mention that I'm using the watercolor paper I hate for these because I had some pieces already chopped. So if you start hearing me like grumbling and cursing at the paper, like I feel like I want to do right now because this spot is not absorbing the pigment the way that I want it to, that's why. It's fine. But I have some more of this paper and I don't like using it. But since I already had some cut that was the right size, I was like, I might as well use it for this. This isn't like a super intense project where if something doesn't go exactly the way I want it to, everything's going to be ruined, so. Woohoo! Way to go, Rainbow! Yeah, exactly. And one of the great things about the internet especially is that you can find people who have such different life views from you. So like I have friends literally all over the world that I would never have run into without the internet. And that means that I know a lot more about the world in general. I know more about world politics. I have a better understanding of a variety of cultures that I wouldn't have run into. And so it's nice that we we have the opportunity to both meet people who are important to us in real life and meet people on the internet, for sure. Yeah, definitely, Rainbow. And it's one of those things where, like, you'll know somebody and you'll have told them all your secrets and stuff like that. And then you'll be like, wait, what's your name? So you can form really deep and meaningful relationships with people and not know some of the most basic things you'd learn if you met them in person. Yeah, for sure, Rainbow. And like some of the most influential people in my life in the last 10 years have all been people that I've met online, which is wild to think about. Maybe I'm going to end up taking a liner brush to the ones that are dried and doing a little bit more orange near the tip because I did some kind of scratchies in here. So yeah, I don't have a lot of in-person friends anymore, honestly. Like if I had to pick an in-person person who was my best friend, it would be my brother for sure. Because I see him the most, I talk to him the most, he learns the most about me in an in-person sense, but that's also because my actual best friend passed away in 2022. So, but for the most part, the people who I knew in real life when my depression got really bad just stopped talking to me, which again, I don't blame anybody for that. That isn't a like damning statement. It just is what it is, and not everybody was able to deal with me then, which is totally fair. I was difficult to deal with. But my internet friends were definitely the ones who kept up with me and tried to make sure I was okay. So John, who was my best friend who passed away, and my internet friends were really the only people that I kept through that depression that was so bad. And part of that is definitely because with mental health, having that distance is really important to take care of your own mental health. So again, I'm not blaming anybody for losing track of me or not being able to deal with me. I totally get it. But it definitely was one of those big moments where I realized who was going to stick around and who wasn't. Yeah, if you had told me, like, even like 15 years ago that I was going to call my brother my best friend, I would have slapped you in the face and called you a liar. But it definitely happened. Because there's something to be said about being, I don't know, fired in the same kiln, so to speak. So we have a lot of the same experiences because we were raised together, right? So we understand some of the traumas and the hangups that we have from our family in a way that nobody else will understand. So yeah, me and my brother definitely had some rough patches, but we've learned to communicate. Which is surprisingly difficult when you grow up in a family where you don't talk about anything. Yeah, I definitely, so when I got a big scare and I had to start applying for real jobs again, the majority of the people who were on my resume from before are dead now. Thanks to COVID or just time, basically. And so I was like, I don't have any professional references because I haven't done any real work in like ages. And I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna ask my internet friends. And people just absolutely stepped up because I asked a bunch of people because I wasn't sure who was going to be comfortable doing that and who wasn't. But every single person I asked was willing to do that for me, and that's incredible, honestly, that I can know these people and can count on them in a way that I couldn't for the people around me, you know? So when I felt like my life was falling apart again, I actually had a support system, which is just absolutely wild to me because at one point in my life, I really didn't have that at all. So it speaks both to my own tenacity to move through that and realize that I needed a support system, and it speaks to the incredible amount of care that people in my life have given me. It's great. It's absolutely incredible. Without the internet, I wouldn't be here. Plain and simple. Oh, yeah, that's great, Parker. Yeah, exactly, Cap. Because the place that I worked for the longest in my adult life is gone now. It doesn't exist anymore. They do not have a physical bookstore anymore. My boss from that job had already passed away, and the majority of the other people who I had listed on my resume had completely left or weren't around anymore. So, yeah, the internet is legitimately great. And soapbox moment. I wish that capitalism would stop ruining it. I should add a channel point redeem to do that meme image for that. Every time I mention that capitalism is the problem. Yeah. Yay! Good work, girl. This color, that's what I'm doing. Me forgetting what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Actually, I also, without the internet, would not know that the reason that I've been struggling so much is because of ADHD and hypermobility. Actually, shout out to Joy. I think I did that command. I'm pretty sure I did a command for Joy. Joy, write good book. And Joy also is just a generally awesome person. So, yeah, for sure, Parker. You definitely have to be ready to protect your own spaces. You need to curate your online experience to the point that various social medias will let you. Otherwise, you can end up in a very toxic area. But that's true of any spot. If you aren't careful with who you trust and who you spend your time with, you will end up with a bunch of gross people. So, yeah. So I haven't with TikTok, but mostly Tumblr, if I'm being honest, figured out, oh, well, I have depression. That's what these issues are. Oh, I have ADHD. That's what these issues are. That kind of stuff. And then thanks to Joy, actually, in her Discord, pointing out that I was hyperextending my thumb in a photo, I was like, oh, that makes everything make sense now. All right. Oh, yeah, for sure, Parker. And again, that's true of literally any space in the world, internet or otherwise. Do I want this brush? Oh, hey, speaking of Rainbow, look, Rainbow made this. It's rainbow art. This is where I keep all my paintbrushes now. I need to not hold the mug like that because it hurts my thumb. Here, let's grab these guys and see how those go. You did do that! Oh, there's also, I should show you the other dragon on the butt. There's a little dragon on that butt, too. Yeah! So I'm a dragon on the Chinese zodiac, which is why I feel especially connected to all the dragon art that's coming out. Okay, something, I've been saying nice things about myself like the whole day, if we're being honest. But also, I'm really proud of myself for working on this website as hard as I have been. Because oftentimes I would get, I get a little bit too overwhelmed, and instead of breaking a task down into pieces, I just stop. And instead of getting overwhelmed and just stopping on this, I have actually been taking a break and making a little list and taking little chunks that are manageable, which is great and shows how hard I have been working on my own brain lately, and realizing what my issues are with things. Oboe? Oob? We're so close to boob. Oh, goat is good, Parker. But yeah, being dragon was big deal when I was a kid because that was the for the, wow, brain, can we find that word, please? For the millennium, the 2000 rollover was also dragon year, so that was a big deal when I was a little wee bairn. That makes sense, Kuro. That just fits. Okay, I wanted to do some of this orange. I think I also did red, but I don't think I want to do that for this. Let's see what I think, and if I don't like it, we can stop. That's why I made so many freaking things. I think I also did a little bit of green yellow up at the top. Okay, yeah, that slaps. We're doing that. It's a very slight change, but importante, I think, for texture. I just assume everything coming from you is spicy, Kuro. I don't think that makes a huge amount of difference, but I do think that the orange at the base makes a difference, so we'll do that. Yeah, that makes sense, Parker. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with any sounds you make, girl. Oh, I definitely just put my finger in wet paint. That's classic. Classic! What time is it? Okay, that would be why I feel a little bit hungry. I think I'm finishing these petals and then I'm going to skedaddle. Because I hungry. That's what I get for drinking coffee. It makes me like hungrier way faster. It messes with my metabolism. But coffee good. Yeah, so my astrology stuff comes off way more intense than I think I do. So when I tell people, a lot of times they're like, wait, really? Because I'm a Leo and a dragon. Oh, that's important, Kuro. My dad's birthday is really easy to remember, so. But I tell people I'm a Leo and they like don't believe me. They're like, wait, what? That doesn't track. And I'm like, it does if you think about it a little bit, but I'm definitely an introverted Leo, which is not what people expect. I like attention. I am like a cat and I only want attention on my terms. Thank you very much. Oh, I like that, Shawnee. Oh yeah, okay. Tiger and Pisces, I can see that. Yeah, you guessed Libra, and I am Libra rising, so. And I have Scorpio moon, which people also seem surprised by, but. But yeah, I don't know. For a while, all of my like really close friends were also Leos. I just collect depressed Leos. That's my vibe. Oh, that's interesting, Parker. Yeah. But John and my other really close friend at that time were both also Leos. Like our birthdays were all within 3 weeks of each other. Like there was one week, one the next week, and then mine. Which is funny. But we also were all like going through it when we were friends, so I don't know. I see people who need some support and I go, oh, would you like a friend who's going to go so hardcore for you that it makes you uncomfortable? Hello. Yeah, depressed introverted Leo is such a specific flavor, but They make really good friends. Self toot of the horn. Toot toot. Um, yeah, you are, Parker. That's why we get along so well. Oh yeah, that's totally fair, Shawnee. We um we have our own family dramas, but it's like it's like all made up drama, which I'm sure you know kind of what I mean. Where like somebody took something way out of proportion and made it into a problem when it like was nothing to start out with. Um, so now we don't talk to that side of the family, and I'm like, I cannot be bothered with this. Sorry. Although that's dying down a little bit because that generation of family who is very gung ho about that kind of interaction is mostly gone at this point. And those of us who are younger cannot be bothered. Yeah, exactly. Like there are some people who like I won't spend time with, but I don't actively hate them and want their lives to go away. Noise cap. Okay. I think these will be just fine. I don't know why I worked it up in my head that this was going to take so long. I mean, it's just because my brain's like that, I suppose. I mean, the leaves are going to take a little bit longer, but these don't need to be like a masterpiece. They just need to look like petals and match the other sticker. I could, no, we're not doing that. We don't need to do that. That's excessive, Katie. I was gonna say I could make a alternate to this sticker, like a second piece that's the dandelion puff. You like sow seeds of joy, but I don't think that's something we need to do like right now. That can be a future task. We don't need to worry about it right now. Ooh, I'll go check after I'm done. And probably give it a blushy emote, because that's how I roll. I'm definitely a just react to people's stuff and not say anything kind of person. It's that introvert. The introverted urge to just post an emote instead of actually thinking about what to say. Yeah, exactly. I do wish that, especially in DMs, that Discord would warn you. Like, give you an alert that somebody reacted to something. Because I have one friend who pretty much only reacts to things and doesn't actually say anything, which is totally fine in DMs. But I'll like, because I'm me, I'll forget that I sent him something. And be like, oh, right. And then go back and look and see the reaction. Yep. We love the hieroglyphics. What? This is representative of a wide variety of emotions and can mean different things in different contexts? Gimme. Gimme. Yeah, I think it's definitely one of those things where it's like somebody tosses a heart at you or something and you're like, "Ooh, thank you for feeding me today." It's like number go up. Ooh. Oh, that's funny, Parker. Sometimes things hit and sometimes things don't. So it's always nice to find ones that actually do make sense. All right. I think those are good. I am going to need to scan them and then cut them out, but that's that's another task for another day. Doing the like because I manually cut out stuff. I don't use the auto select because I don't like the way that it looks. So that's a very like zen thing to do while I'm watching other people's stream. Thank you. Do I know what I'm doing? Not really. Do I know what vibe I'm going for? Also not really. I just do it until it looks right. Which is not helpful. Um so Tuesday, which would be our next stream day, is going to be a short stream because I have work that night. But I do think that I want to do a short stream instead of just sitting, being nervous, and having waiting brain. Because we hate waiting brain. It doesn't let us get anything done. So we'll do that Tuesday. I should be good to go on Friday. And then the Tuesday after that as well, I also have work, unless that changes, because part of my other schedule changed already. Grumble, grumble. So we should be good to go on regular schedule for a bit. Yes. Yeah, I hate waiting brain. It's so awful. Okay, I will look forward to it. But I think that it's time for me to find somebody to raid. I think that's the time we're at right now. I do need to remember to reply to that, but like, I don't want to. So, oh, neat. Yeah, of course, Rainbow. Aren't you supposed to be starting soon? Isn't that a thing today, right? Or is it later? Because usually I'd come bother you. Okay, it is later. All right. Noted. So if you want to come hang out with Rainbow later, you could do that. That would be a good move to make because Rainbow is cool. I will use command again. How about that? Oh, I know you're tired, laptop. It's okay. We can have a nap in a little bit here. She's struggling. I don't know. I call my laptop she, but like the official name of it is MacBook Aang because it's a MacBook Air. So I don't know. Genderqueer Aang. That's the new headcanon. Yeah, for sure, Cap. The not having anything be super time sensitive, and a big thing for me is also not being surprised by people wanting to come over. I need like 3 to 5 business days warning before you want to see my physical form. Yeah, I don't know. I keep making the joke that my poor laptop is like a pug running a marathon because she's a MacBook. She was not made to breathe like this, and I'm really just pushing her to the limit. Although we're making headway on the desktop computer, but there's a couple other steps I need to do before I have a place to put the desktop. So, so many things. See, I don't necessarily, Kuro. I mean, I am just a little gremlin creature, so I do just have stuff everywhere. I'm a nester. Like off camera, I just have a line of random shit up here. But that's just how I work. If I can't see it, it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, exactly. I need a summoning circle. You need to put some yarn in there. You need a snack. You need to be okay with me bringing my own beverage to the event. Like, that's just how it works. Oh, microwaves are rough. We had to replace ours in the kitchen, but it's one of those ones that's like up in the wall. So there was a very specific amount of space that we had to fill, and it was just such a pain. Yeah, get out your Luigi board. Um, I'll like also accept a Wario board. Thank you. Um, I bet Parker would accept a pepperoni. Just from what I know of Parker. I need to stop looking at that because that's not what I'm supposed to be doing right now. I got distracted by a notification. As you do. Yeah, I figured it was pepperoni. I know something sometimes. Let's see. What vibe are we feeling today? I don't have a huge amount of people live right now, but we could go raid Allie, or we could go raid Perrin, who is doing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, which is always fun. Or if anybody else has somebody that they're planning to go to, I would take suggestions at this point in time. But Perrin is also a nice chill streamer who does art as well, but does gaming too. So I might go bother them. That's fair, that's fair. Just sometimes people have somebody specific that I know I'm like that, where somebody's like, we're gonna raid this person. I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna go watch somebody else fix though. So always happy to take suggestions. Unless I have somebody specific who I'm thinking of, but this button. And I think Pokemon Mystery Dungeon in a nice chill stream is good. I can have that up while I'm doing lunch and stuff. Yeah, that's fair. I do have like a very specific set of people who I hang out with. But Twitch is and any sort of streaming situation is definitely like a shifting sand dune of people at any given time. So some people are gonna really be into it, some people are gonna fall out of it, some people are gonna come back to it, you know, so the same people that I would always bother are not necessarily true all the time. Cough, Jack, please come back, cough. I miss him. But we will go bother Perrin. I'm going to switch over to my ending screen really fast, just so that it's clear that I'm ending. If we don't hear from him tomorrow, I'm definitely going to message him and be like, hey, are you alive? Please. Because I know he's busy and I know he feels guilty about not being able to be there, but also, I miss you. You're my friend. Okay. Let me learn how to spell. That's a big important thing. I try to give him some space because he'll usually get back to me when he like has the brain power to do so. But after a while, I get nervioso. So here are some raid messages. The first one has a follower emote that you can use in other channels if you are subscribed. And the second one has little emojis that you can use anywhere on Twitch. So you can just copy pasta those if you'd like to come with us and say hey to Perrin, who is super cool. She was also a streaming artist this past streaming. So we have been there before, but you're not usually streaming when I'm streaming anymore. Their schedule changed. So let me actually start the raid. That's another thing that I'm supposed to do. Do I ever remember how to do anything? No, it's all just a trick. That will get started going. All right, cool. So Parent is super cool and very chill and lurker friendly, so you can just hang out and vibe there the same way that you would with me. And I will see you all on Tuesday, if not before, in other people's streams. So take care of yourselves, be kind to yourselves, remember that you're loved because I love you. And if you can't take care of or be kind to yourself for yourself, please do it for me because I think that you're awesome and deserve nice things. And that includes from yourself, even on the days when it's really hard. Okay? You deserve it. So be nice to yourself. Get yourself a little treat. Okay? Okay? Yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. It's always good to see you, and it's nice to have, fun chats with friends. Is always a good time. So I'll see y'all soonish. I mean, I'll be in Rainbow Stream later, so you could come hang out there and see me talk a bunch. That's how this is gonna go. So see you later, folks. Be nice to Perrin, because they're very nice. So.